Hello, YouTube. Good morning. Well, it's morning for me right now when I'm recording this. I have no idea when I'm going to post it. And we've got here, it looks like I have a little halo over my head. I kind of like it. It's just the reflection from the chandelier in my room. Anyway, let's get into the banter. Let's get into the comments. I put up a video recently talking about the TTI Sand Viper, which is definitely an interesting gun. It's an expensive gun, very expensive. A lot of you guys have strong opinions about Terran. Let's go through the comments. Let's go top down on the comments. See what we got here. Top comment, keep running from the M&P, Ben. Eventually, it'll find you eventually. It's a fun thing about how the internet works. Everybody wants you to talk about the gun that they want you to talk about. And I agree, I'm going to shoot the M&P eventually. I think the 2.0 is pretty good. But man, guys went back and forth on that one, like 50 comments. Oh, well, I get around to it. What a precious review. It's just a first impressions. Sure. Just first impressions. Okay, here we go. Looks like a 4K gun with 3K of branding surcharge, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as soon as you start looking at the money for something like this, you'll quickly realize that buying guns like this makes zero financial sense. Like, it's kind of like if you buy, like, oh, that'd be a good deal at $4,000 for that 2011. You'd be like, is it? I mean, I guess, but it'd be a better deal relative to other 2011s. But it's like, it's not like it is a great financial decision. You buy a gun like this because you like it or it speaks to you or whatever. I mean, I think the gun's pretty interesting. Okay. All right. Let's read down. Like, Terran has used the gun to build his legacy. Yeah, you're quoting off the website. He's got a legacy, all right. Yeah. Well, Terran has been smart with the marketing, no doubt. Getting his guns into the movies, it builds up that brand recognition. And that's why you can sell guns for, like that kind of a markup. Now, I'm not a hater when people make money. It's just like, if you think the gun's like worth the money, then buy it. If you don't, then don't. Probably most people like that thing's crazy money. No, I don't hate on dudes like making money. All right, first impression. Yep, that's a 2011. All right. Yeah, it is. It is a 2011. The Sand Viper. No matter which way you want to cut it, it's a 2011. It's a pretty nice one. Like, it's not super tight fit, but it's nice. Okay, loving these impressions videos. Would love to see one for an Atlas. Like, fair enough, I can do that. If I just give you like my impressions of the gun quick, it doesn't require, I'm not going to buy the gun and like shoot 10,000 rounds through it and then talk about it. This is more like I can just shoot it a little bit and tell you the first impressions of the gun. For a lot of you guys who watch the channel, I'll be like, oh, I shot the gun a little bit, for a couple weeks. And then I'll be like, oh, I shot 5,000 rounds through it. And to me, that's not like a crazy amount of shooting. If I'm on a range doing stuff, like that can happen. All right, next comment. I had an orange Boss 302. I never got tired of the color. That car was awesome. Well, if you're talking about the second generation Boss 302, sorry, I'm going to like sidetrack into car nerd stuff. Like, man, I did not like that orange. It was like too reddish. I think the correct colors to buy was white or yellow. I had a white one. I couldn't find a yellow one, but the white was okay. I think there was a blue one the second year they did it. That was cool too. But no, I would not have bought the orange one. Fuck that one. But it's a great car. I agree with that. All right. It comes with two big strikes out of the box. We're back onto the Sand Viper, by the way. One, the cost is effing nuts. Yes, I think we can all acknowledge it is a lot of money. It's like it's not like a good financial decision. You don't run this by your financial advisor. It's like, oh, I'm going to buy a $7,000 pistol to make me secure in my retirement. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. All right, two, the guy's name tied to it. You guys don't like that. See, like, that's what's funny is like a lot of guys, I mean, I see that there's internet hate on Terran, but it's kind of like, okay, like a lot of people don't care that much. They'll be like, oh, whatever. Like, they'll just look at the gun and buy the gun if they like it or not or whatever. All right, I've been nerding out on competition 2011s for a while, then went back and looked at these Terran Tactical 2011s recently. Appreciate you making a quick vid on it. Okay, yeah. How is TTI still in business after the Precious video? Like, honestly, pretty good marketing. Taryn's good at getting attention in the right ways. Sometimes the wrong ways, but typically he gets the attention in the right ways. If I remember the details that 1911 Syndicate put out, they ran off the parts list and said that given the MIM parts and polymer grip, it should be in the $3,500 to $4,500 range, not $7,000. They got into the weeds with it. If you want to nerd out, I don't. But the build quality wasn't up to par with the cheaper Nighthawk, Sandhawk, or similar pistols with one gunsmith builds. I'm unsure who actually builds them because it ain't TTI. They are just the brand on it. I'm also clearly bored and know nothing. Well, I mean, yeah, you're definitely paying like a surcharge. I don't know what the number is, but you're paying for the branding. That's part of the deal. It's kind of like when I bought Staccato pistols, it's like, yeah, I'm paying for the branding because they found a way to sell these things to cops. I mean, it's kind of the way it is. A lot of people like really don't like that, paying for the concept of paying for branding. But it is, I mean, it's the reality of the situation. It is what you're paying for. All right, enjoyed your overview, Ben, and agree with your final conclusions. I actually own an XC, Sand Viper, Sandhawk, an Atlas Apollo, Atlas Erebus. I can't keep all the Atlas models straight. Agreed completely, the grip and trigger shoe are great out of the box on the Sand Viper. Yeah, I like those things. The grip safety is probably the best fit of all my 2011s. It disengages no matter how shitty my grip may be on the draw. Yeah, cool. Not a fan of the TTI optics cut, though. I tried mounting an RMR HD on the damn cut is slightly too deep where the front face of the optic hits the top of the slide, and the optic base can't sit flushed in the cut. So instead, I'm running a Type 2 RMR, and I know Biggie was hoping to get this gun to get some reps. Yeah, the optics cut is like, I see what they did. I'm not sure I would have done it that way, where they cut it super deep, but then you look at it, and it's like, man, if this is different optic, like that's on here, I don't have it with me in here, but the thing's cut deep enough that the SRO, like it fits, but just. So if there's a different, like let's say 4 years down the track, there's a different optic that you want to use and you're like, oh, it's RMR, I'll just like screw it right on there. That may not work. It's probably a mistake to cut it so deep to like optimize it for the SRO, because a gun like that, if, you know, essentially you'd want to keep using it like down the line probably, and not be stuck on an SRO if that's not what you want. Like I personally, right now, I would not want to be like wed to an SRO. There's other options that are better. Like I put out a video a while ago saying like the SRO is dead to me, and I have not bought one since, and I'm a very happy camper. There's plenty of other stuff that does the job. It's cheaper. Like I like the design better, whatever. It's like I wouldn't want to be wed to the SRO now. 5 years ago, I may have felt different. Okay. Would still like to see the platypus. Yes, I know, guys. I know you want to see the platypus. If I get one, it'll be in like Iron Man colors or something fun. That's what I want. Well, I don't really want it, but that's what I would do. All right. The nicer and better built a gun is, the more expensive it becomes as you get further up the ladder of smaller and smaller levels of improvement. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. So we graphed it out. It'd be like, how much money you spend here, how much performance you get here. It goes like pretty dramatically. Probably right around like you go for like $750 on a pistol these days, and it's like it's not like you're getting, it's not going to be that dramatic what you get for the extra money, or like $750, $800. That'd be interesting to kind of work out exactly where that sort of analysis breaks down, where it's like now you're just paying money for really marginal stuff. All right. I owned this gun once. I sold it to buy the Pit Viper. It was definitely the most accurate pistol I've ever shot. Had a fist-sized group at 50 yards standing unsupported. Yes, that would be my experience with the one that I used. We've got we have on the range here like a dueling tray. I think it's 6-inch plates. I don't think that they're not 8-inch plates. It's like 6-inch plates shooting from like 45, 50 yards. What is it? I think it's No, it's a 50-meter range. It wasn't all the way back. Whatever. Almost 50 yards. So you just stand there, dink, 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 and hit those fuckers. It was like, man, the trigger is good. The gun is mechanically accurate, and it was not hard to do that. So yes, it's a very accurate pistol, I would say. Better than the XC? Not noticeably. That one's pretty accurate too. Life is short. Do what gives you joy. Okay, yeah. This is all this guy's. Buy whatever. Yes. Want a TTI? Buy it. Don't want it? Buy something else. This Ben guy did pretty good for several years with unmodified Berettas. Yeah, I mean, you can buy whatever you want. All right. Something I noticed in your review, you said the Sand Viper was slightly better than the Staccato in more ways than one. I think the quantities of slightly better features at some point add up to the quality of a much better gun. Not good enough to bring out the goodness of either of those guns, so I would never buy one, but you're definitely on that level. Thanks for the review. Man, I mean, it's not about bringing out the goodness. I mean, if you like a better gun, nicer gun, a gun more fit for you, that's probably the most important. Like, that is sized appropriate to you, like works to your preferences and that stuff. It's not like you have to be like good enough to get it all out of it. It doesn't work that way. You'll appreciate it anyway. And I'm not trying to sell you an expensive gun. I'm just saying, like, you don't need to think like, oh, I need to have a certain skill level before I allow myself to buy that. I wouldn't do it that way. All right. Sorry, but infinity prices for something that is inferior in every way is wild. TTI gun prices are crackhead. Yeah, I mean, I would say infinity prices are crackhead too. Like, I mean, those are super expensive guns. You're going to wait a long time and all that. Yes, sir. Matt, it's okay. Steger, review lord of the gun world. I shall continue to watch these reviews, even though I know the outcome of each. So you like to think we know I don't always know the outcome. I get surprised sometimes. I do. Does it come with gun bunnies from Terrence Harem? No, I don't believe it does. Okay, we all know where and how Staccato is built and how good is their customer service. Who do we call when we have a problem with the Sand Viper? John Wick? Now, that's a fair question. That's a fair question. A gun like this, that's this expensive, I mean, built this way, and being a 2011, like, I would want the warranty thing that Staccato has. Like, I really like the warranty service that Staccato had. I had a great experience with it. And it's like, if you're buying a gun like this, I would want that kind of service. Where if I get it, I mean, and this is the way it goes with 2011 sometimes, even from good builders. You might get an Atlas that's this way, where you get it, you shoot it a couple thousand rounds, and it's like, oh, the sear's not set quite right, or there's some other issue or defect with it, and it's like, cool, send it back. You guys fix it, overnight it back to me. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be for guns that are that much money and for that type of gun. I agree with that. And I don't know the warranty deal for the TTI thing. And that would absolutely be a deal breaker if the warranty wasn't good or whatever. All right, too many drinks last night. Why are you comparing it to the XL instead of the XC? I verbally, one guy followed up in the comments. He's in Iraq. He probably doesn't have his XC there. That is correct. That is the correct answer. I'm in Iraq. I do not have my Staccato XC with me. I was showing an XL that I do have on hand here and kind of verbally comparing the gun to an XC, even though I was holding an XL. Sorry, I just don't have my XC with me. All right, let's keep going. Shouldn't a comparison be to a Staccato XC? Yes, it should be. I was just holding an XL because I didn't have that one. Okay. Could you go into more details about why you would upgrade to the Atlas safety system? Okay. The 2011s that I have, I have Staccatos. It has just the standard little thumb safety. I have to be pretty conscious of that to make sure that I disengage it every time. And for competition, if I wanted it to, I'd want the gun to be exactly perfect, fitted to me and everything. And the safeties that come from Staccato aren't really it. Can I deal with them? Yeah. But it's if I was really serious about it, I wouldn't. Now, Atlas has these gigantic paddles on theirs, and it sits at a different angle. So it's looking at the stuff that I see shipping on the Atlas pistols. I like the angle of their safety. I like the paddle, I think, a little bit, but it's kind of too big because you have to get your thumb around the safety paddle to dump a magazine. I don't know that the Atlas one that I see now is the solution, but probably they have something in their catalog that would be, or somebody else has something, or I could buy a safety and then have it modified, blah, blah, blah. I would get it the way I want it for a gun like that. I just haven't put in the legwork to actually do it because I'm not like super serious about the 2011s. So it's not that I consider the Atlas thing like just a straight upgrade. They have offerings that are more towards what I would prefer, if that makes sense. You want to get the gun fitted to you, my man. Okay, $8,000, no thanks, LOL. So yeah, that's probably like 99.9% of people. It's crazy. All right, I think this gun is significantly more expensive than the Staccatos, and the right way to compare them is this gun worth $3,000 more? Well, I mean, it is and it isn't the right way to compare them. You know, you might say, like, I have this $750 pistol over here, and then there's like a $4,500 or $4,300 Staccato XC over here, and you might say, like, well, is that one worth that much more money? And it's like, no, it's not a money thing. Like if you're going from here to over here, it's not about the money. It's because you want the thing over here because you think it's cool or it's fun or whatever, or because you think it's gonna make your dick 10 feet long and make you shoot everything really good. I don't know. Like that's why you would do it. It's not a good financial decision. And if in this, it's like that same kind of thinking. It's like, well, if I have a $5,000 pistol here, like, is it worth $3,000? Like, fuck no, it's not. It's not a money thing. You're not buying it for that reason. It makes no financial sense to buy guns like this. I would think that'd be obvious. All right, still waiting on the 226 video. Oh man, it's going to be a minute. I left my 226. I positioned my 226 in Arizona so I can use it during the winter while I'm there. So I'm thinking ahead, all right? Because I want to shoot the 226. The 320's up north. I'm not going to shoot that hoe for a while. But the 226 and the 365, I moved down south. The problem is my schedule sucks right now. I think I will be in Arizona like, I think January 10th or 11th, I'll get off a red eye and I'll have that day and then I fly out the next day. It's something like that. So maybe that day I'll shoot the 226, but then I won't be able to shoot it again till I think January, like the end of January, maybe 25 to 28, I can shoot it. I'm going to Japan after that for like 2 weeks. So I'm effed until, I don't know. I think I'm hosed until mid-February at the earliest on shooting the 226. I'm a little bit sorry, but not really. I do want to go to Japan. All right. I would love to hear your opinion on Atlas Athena V2. Yeah, people talk about that one a lot. I might just buy one of those just to shoot it. That shirt, I was wearing my Wuhan Institute of Virology shirt, one of them. When did you attend and did they have a sports program? Man, I love that shirt. It's just good fun to wear that on a shirt. People like, especially like 2021-ish, going through airports wearing that shirt, you got some good looks. It was funny. All right, by the way, the background is mint. I wish this was permanent. Oh yeah, this is very nice where I am. It's, it's pretty here. People don't know. All right, guy in the comments, Dubai blows. They don't even have a working sewage system. I've been many times. Yeah, I'm not currently in Dubai, sir. I don't like Dubai's an interesting place. Like they don't have a working sewage system, is my understanding. But it's like they just built all these crazy attractions and like right in the middle of the desert. And I think it's pretty rough for some of the workers there, for what I've heard. It's an interesting place though, for sure. All right. All right, you said you had to change the recoil spring on the Staccato to get maximum reliability. Do you think that accounts for the difference in feel with the Sand Viper? No. So first, I changed the spring primarily, and the XC is like to make the gun reciprocate the way I wanted. It was too soft. It felt too slow with that idiotic 7-pound spring in it. Like I really don't like the way that thing feels. The Sand Viper doesn't have a stupid light spring in it like that, so like they felt equal in that way. I think the Sand Viper's a bit longer than the XC. That probably accounts for some of it. The slide is cut different, you know, maybe the comp's different. Like, I don't know. Just the Sand Viper like shoots a little bit flatter. Like, I like the way it reciprocates a little bit more than the XC. Again, however, that may change if I was like training with them real hard side by side. I might not have that opinion. Okay. Video request. Range video of you shooting and commenting on your Canik. Thanks. Yes, my Canik has also been positioned in Arizona, and my belt is set up for it. So it's like, oh, and I have a rig from, like, I bought it, but I got T-Rex arms like inside the waistband stuff for the 365. Like, I have all the equipment to shoot this stuff. It's just my schedule sucks right now in some ways. What kind of Arabian place you in? This is not Arab here. These people are not Arab. Okay, well, I think that's most of the comments. Yeah. Spending over $3,000 on a handgun is something I'll never understand. Well, I mean, some people, like, you can't take it with you when you croak, you know? So if you have a little bit of money and you like toys or guns or whatever, send it. Why not? Okay. For 7K, it better have a 0-inch group at 1,000 yards. At the end of the day, it only shoots that in 9mm caliber. It's worthless to me. That's a hot take. I like 9mm. I think shooting 9mm is good fun, sir. I think they're cool, but I don't think they're worth the price. Well, you just said it. So yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, it's not, God damn. Guys like hyper fixate on the money part of it. Like, no, you're not going to buy it anyway. We can just talk about the gun, you know? All right. Well, that's it, guys. I don't think there'll be a follow-up on this one. This is a pretty good discussion. But if you have other questions, put them down below.